After 65, most people are told the same quiet lie, that weak legs are just part of getting older, that struggling to stand up, feeling shaky on stairs, or needing a chair for balance is something you should simply accept. But doctors see something very different. They say legs don't fail because of age. They fail because of what slowly disappears from daily life. Small movements, simple strength reminders, and the confidence to keep using your legs the right way. And here's the uncomfortable part most people never hear. The moment you stop challenging your legs, even gently, your body starts preparing you to sit more, stand less, and rely on support sooner than necessary. But the good news? That process is not permanent, and it doesn't require standing workouts, gym machines, or painful exercises. In fact, some of the most effective leg-saving movements after 65 start right here, from a chair. Brief pause. Let me show you what doctors wish more people would start doing before their legs begin to give up. After 65, the body changes, but not in the way most people are told. What doctors actually see is this. When leg muscles aren't used regularly, they can shrink by about 1 to 2% every year. Not overnight, not dramatically, quietly. And because it happens slowly, many people don't notice it at first. Stairs start to feel higher than they used to. Balance feels a little less reliable. And standing up, something you've done your entire life, suddenly feels like effort. Not pain, just work. This is why so many people say, "I'm not injured. I'm just not as strong anymore." But here's the part doctors rarely take the time to explain. Muscle loss after 65 isn't caused by age alone. It's caused by disuse. When the legs aren't challenged, even gently, the body assumes they aren't needed as much. So it adapts. It conserves energy. It favors sitting. And it slowly reduces strength where it thinks strength isn't required. That's not weakness. That's biology doing what it's designed to do. And here's where most people are misled. They're told the only way to fight back is with gyms, machines, or standing workouts that feel intimidating or unsafe. So they do nothing, not because they're lazy, but because the options don't feel realistic. What doctors know, but don't always say clearly, is that effective leg stimulation doesn't have to look intense to work. In fact, some of the most important strength signals to the brain can begin while you're sitting safely and comfortably. And that's where we're going next. A chair does something most workouts can't. It removes fear. Fear of falling, fear of pain, fear of not being able to get back up once you start. And fear is more powerful than most people realize. When the brain senses risk, it puts the brakes on strength. Muscles tighten or shut down. Movements become smaller, and the body chooses protection over power. That's why standing exercises often fail after 65. Not because the body can't handle them, but because the brain doesn't feel safe enough to allow them. A chair changes that conversation. It tells the nervous system, you're supported, you're in control, you can stop anytime. And when fear disappears, muscles begin to reactivate. Not suddenly, not aggressively, but consistently. That's why many doctors and physical therapists quietly recommend chair-based leg training as the first step, not the last one. Because real strength doesn't come from forcing the body. It comes from giving the body permission to work again. And here's what most people get wrong. Safe does not mean weak. Safe means repeatable. Safe means sustainable. Safe means you actually show up tomorrow. And strength that shows up regularly always beats intensity that scares you away. That's why the movements I'm about to show you aren't designed to impress anyone. They're designed to rebuild trust between your brain, your legs, and your confidence. Before we begin, let's set up safely. Sit tall, not stiff. Just imagine a string gently lifting the top of your head. Place both feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Solid, grounded. Now take a slow breath in through your nose, and an easy breath out. Good. One important reminder before we move. If anything hurts, stop. Discomfort is not the goal. Strain is not progress. Pain is a signal to pause. These movements should feel challenging, but never painful. Think of it like this. You're waking the muscles up, not punishing them. We'll move slowly. You stay in control the entire time. And remember, you can rest whenever you need. From here on, each movement will follow the same simple pattern. First, I'll tell you why it matters, so you know it's worth your time. Then I'll show you how to do it, step by step. I'll explain what you should feel, so you're never guessing. And finally, I'll give you a short encouragement cue, because progress after 65 is as much mental as it is physical. There's no rush, no pressure to be perfect. Just stay with me and do what feels right for your body. We'll start with one of the most important movements for staying mobile after 65, the seated march. This exercise wakes up the muscles doctors worry about most when walking becomes difficult. Your hip flexors, your thighs. These muscles help lift your leg forward when you walk, clear your foot off the ground, and keep your steps steady instead of shuffling. When they weaken, walking feels heavier, and circulation slows down. This gentle movement reminds your body these muscles are still needed. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift one knee a few inches, only as high as feels comfortable. Pause for a moment at the top. Now lower it back down with control. Good. Switch to the other leg. We're not rushing. Control matters more than height. Let's do 10 total marches, 5 on each side. You should feel gentle effort in the front of your thigh and a light warmth building in your legs. That warmth is a good sign. It means circulation is waking up. You should not feel sharp pain, pulling, or pressure in the knees or hips. If you do, lower the height of the lift, or pause and rest. This is about sending the right signal, not pushing through discomfort. Every controlled lift reminds your brain that walking is still safe and supported. Small movements like this are how strength returns, quietly, steadily, and reliably. This next movement targets some of the most important muscles for independence after 65. These are the muscles you rely on to stand up from a chair, climb stairs one step at a time, and steady yourself when balance is challenged. When they weaken, people don't just feel tired. They begin to hesitate. And hesitation is often what leads to falls. This exercise helps rebuild confidence in the knees by strengthening the muscles that support them. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Slowly extend one leg forward until it's straight or as close as feels comfortable. Now hold right there. 1, 2. Good. Lower the leg back down slowly with control. Switch to the other leg. We're focusing on control, not speed. The slower you move, the more your muscles engage. Let's aim for 8 to 10 controlled extensions total. Rest anytime you need. You should feel steady effort in the front of your thigh and a sense of support around the knee. You may feel a light shake. That's normal. It means the muscles are waking up. You should not feel sharp pain, joint pressure, or locking in the knee. If you do, shorten the range of motion or stop and rest. Strength builds when movements feel safe. Every slow extension sends a message to your body. I can support myself. I can stand with confidence. I'm in control. That message matters, especially after 65. This next movement focuses on two things many seniors lose quietly: healthy blood flow and strong, responsive ankles. When circulation slows, legs can feel heavy, cold, or tired. When ankles weaken, balance becomes less reliable, even during simple movements like turning or stepping forward. Heel presses gently wake up the muscles and blood vessels that help move blood back up the legs. And keep your footing steady. It's a small movement, but it plays a big role in how safe and confident you feel on your feet. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Now gently press your heels down into the floor. As you do, let your toes lift slightly, just a little. Hold that position for a moment. Good. Now relax and lower the toes back down. Let's repeat that slowly. Press the heels, lift the toes, hold, and release. We'll do this 8 to 10 times, moving with control, not force. You should feel light effort in your lower legs and ankles. You may notice a gentle warmth, tingling, or a sense of movement returning to your feet. That's circulation waking up. You should not feel cramping, sharp pain, or pressure in the ankles. If you do, reduce the lift or pause and rest. Even small presses still count. Strong balance doesn't come from big steps. It comes from ankles that respond when you need them to. Every heel press is a quiet reminder to your body that your foundation is still strong. This is the movement many people quietly fear losing. Standing up without help, not in a dramatic way, but in everyday moments. Getting up from the couch, rising from a dining chair, standing without needing to think twice. When this becomes difficult, people don't just feel weaker, they feel older than they are. This movement gently rebuilds the strength and confidence behind that moment. Sit toward the front of your chair, feet flat on the floor. You may place your hands on the chair arms or your thighs. That's not cheating. That's smart. Now lean forward slightly from your hips. Begin to rise. You can come up halfway, or all the way to standing. Only as far as feels safe today. Good. Now slowly sit back down. With control. No dropping. No rushing. Let's repeat that a few times. Rest whenever you need. You should feel effort in your thighs, and a sense of engagement through your legs. You may feel a little shaky at first. That's normal. You should not feel sharp pain, dizziness, or a sense of panic. If you do, pause, breathe, and stay seated. Even practicing the lean forward part is valuable. Strength doesn't return all at once. It comes back, one controlled movement at a time. And every time you practice this, you remind your body that independence is still something it can support. These movements aren't really about fitness. They're about confidence, about standing up without hesitation, about taking a step without checking the floor first, about trusting your body again, quietly, without overthinking it. This isn't about pushing harder or proving anything to anyone. It's about reminding your body that it still knows how to support you, that strength doesn't disappear all at once, and it doesn't come back all at once either. It returns in moments. The moment you rise a little easier, the moment your legs feel warmer, steadier, the moment you stop bracing before you move. Those moments matter, because confidence after 65 isn't loud or dramatic. It's calm, it's steady, and it shows up in everyday life. If today's movements helped you feel even a little more steady, a little more confident, or a little more connected to your body, that's what Senior Sense is here for. Subscribe to Senior Sense for gentle, science-backed habits that help you stay strong, confident, and independent after 60, without fear, pressure, or painful workouts. And if you know someone who believes weak legs are just part of aging, share this with them, not to scare them, but to remind them that strength can be rebuilt. You're not behind. You're just getting started.